Hello everyone and welcome back to another deck profile. Today we're looking at Phantasm Spiral. One of my favorite decks. It's very annoying to go against. It's basically just a bunch of floodgates with normal monsters. And that's pretty much it. I've been playing it for quite a while actually. But there's been a couple changes since the hits to like skill drain and some of the other what do you call it, floodgates that I get are annoying, but it kind of makes decks like these function. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. One of the changes that I made is actually bringing back one of the dragons, just one. I only play one, because any more than that, it's a little dead. But I mean, he has a decent body on him, 2900 and 2900 defense, pretty decent. And we play 3 Megalo Smasher X, of course, still. The 2000 attack is really solid. You could be meme worthy and, do Caboozles or Cabozzles or any other one like that. But I guess it doesn't even necessarily need to be water either, but just staying on theme. But yeah, that's it for the monsters. It's very short, just 4. And for the spells, where the best card in the deck is, of course, Pacifist, the Phantasm City. This card is amazing. It does count as Umi, but that doesn't really matter that much, except for the one trap card we play. You cannot normal or special summon effect monsters the turn you activate either of this card's effects, even if this card leaves the field. Once per turn, if you normal or special summon exactly one normal monster and no other cards, add a Phantasm Spiral card, which is our spells and traps, and him as well, the monster, but you're not really going to be doing that. If your opponent activates a card or effect and you control no tokens, you can special summon one Phantasm Spiral token with the designated stats to the field. Which I custom made my own token that just represents this, can be treated as a Phantasm Spiral token with 2000 attack, 2000 defense, and most importantly, level 8. I see a couple people getting that part wrong, but he is a level 8 monster. Very important. Actually, I'll put that right next to it, just for reference. But yeah, so basically you would normal summon Megalo Smasher with this card on the field, normal summon Megalo Smasher X, then you can search out one of your, preferably the trap cards, and you can do that once per turn with this card. But also, when they activate an effect, you can use, you can summon a token if you don't already control one. Pretty good. Oops, wrong deck. I also play 3 Pot of Dualities. This card's really good because you don't really need to special summon a whole lot, even though you're mostly going to be special summoning the token on your opponent's turn. So you cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. It very rarely comes up on Pot of Duality, but it's such a good card to find the ones that we need. Our key cards like Pacifist. Finding Pacifist as early as possible is key to this deck. We do play one of each of Spiral Crash and Spiral Grip. This is the only 2 spell or equip spells. There's a third one, but that's not very good. But I do play one of each. Basically, they do 2 different things. Equip to a normal monster if the equipped monster attacks a defense position. Inflict piercing. And then this one gives 500 attack, and then if it destroys a monster. Basically, though, they both do the exact same thing. If you deal damage with this one, you get to summon the dragon, and then equip it to this, equip it to the dragon. And then this one is if it destroys a monster, it summons the dragon, and then it equips to the dragon. They do identical things, but slightly differently. And you can kind of recycle them with one of the trap cards that I'll show you later. 3 Pot of Extravagance as well. Really solid card. We do not use the extra deck at all. so doesn't matter. 3 Fossil Dig. You could also do, what's the card? Sonar, Fish Sonar. It's basically identical. This one adds a level 6 or lower dinosaur. You could use, like I said, you could use Fish Sonar, but I believe it special summons, because it does count as Umi. You can special summon it, but there's not really a whole point in doing that. You kind of want to slowly, like once per turn, bring these guys out. You don't want to spam the field with them, because then you won't have much left over. But you want to normal summon them throughout the game, because then you'll get your once per turn search. There's not really a whole lot of point to just special summoning all of them as fast as you can, the Megalo Smashers. But Fossil League is a very much, in some cases, better alternative and cheaper, because I think Fish Sonar is like $7 right now, and Fossil Dig's like 20 cents. So, up to you entirely, though. Then I do play the Triple Dimensional Fisher. This card is really good. We don't care if any of our monsters get banished, except for maybe him, but it really doesn't matter that much if he does get banished or one copy. He's not like a key part of the game. Triple Heatwave. This card's really good. Neither player can normal or special summon an effect monster until your next draw phase. So you can lock your opponent completely out, unless they're also playing a normal monster deck, but that's probably unlikely. And then our singles are Harpies and Terraforming. Because like I said, I want to see Pacifist as soon as possible. That does it for the spells. And for our traps, we play 3 Spiral Battle, Phantasm Spiral Battle. If all the monsters you control are normal, target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. One card, doesn't even say monster or spell, it can be any card. And then if Yuumi is on the field, you can use this card from your hand. So that's a really funny one to use on people a lot. They're like, they don't really see that part coming, especially when you first play against it. But yeah, you can use the Phantasm Spiral traps from your hand if Umi's on the field, which 90% of the time that's going to be the case. But yeah, pop a card. The other one is you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one normal monster you control, equip that normal monster with all Phantasm Spiral cards you control that can equip to it. So if basically you have these on the field, and let's say Spiral Grip and Spiral Crash are both equipped to Spiral Dragon and it's about to be destroyed, you can move all of them to Megalo Smasher, and then when Megalo Smasher destroys another monster, he can bring this guy back out from the graveyard, and then they re-equip him. Basically, that's the idea. This one targets an effect monster your opponent controls, it loses 1,000 attack and defense, and then its effects are negated. It's only until the end of the turn, so this one's definitely a lot better than the Spiral Power, but this one does come up, so don't sleep on it. And then also it has a banishment effect where you can move around the equip spells. Then Metaverse, because of course, like I said, we're trying to find that field spell as soon as possible. And the second best card in the deck, Sea Stealth Attack. This card is completely busted. It does a couple things. Once per turn, you can banish one water monster you control until the end phase. Face-up spells and traps you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, even if this card leaves the field. And it also, at the start of the damage step, if your water monster whose original level 5 is higher, which, remember, level 8, and he does count, it immediately destroys that opponent's monster. Doesn't calculate damage or anything like that. Then our other 2 cards are Skill Drain and Goes and Match. this used to be at 3. It was amazing, really blowout card, and you could probably sub out some of the stuff. Like maybe you could take out these 3 like I did before. If you look at my old deck profile, I didn't have these 3. You could maybe add like Rivalry of Warlords and maybe some other floodgates that can work really well. Like Macrocosmos you could also run if you wanted to. That's totally viable. But goes and match. You guys know what these do though. Skill Drain and goes and match. But the other effective Sea Stealth is when it protects all your face-up spells and traps. That includes Sea Stealth itself, goes and match, Skill Drain, Phantasm, and Defisher. So all 4 of these get protected, or all 5. Sorry, it used to be 5 when I had God, what's the other one? Summon Limit, but that's banned now. So understandably so, of course. But yeah, that is our spells and traps. Let's get into the extra deck. The extra deck does not matter. You can throw in whatever you want. So like I have some rank 4 stuff, like Craig, actually it's all rank 4s. Abyss Dweller, Starboy, it really does not matter. You can throw, I had a bunch of meme stuff in here before, but there's a bunch of old rank 4 cards that you can go into for maybe finishing somebody off, like Cowboy and Baguska and things like that, Exiton, but chances are you're not going to make it, because if you control effect monsters, you can't use your trap cards from the hand and pacifists. You can't normal special summon effect monster the turn you activate either of this card's effects, so like it's not great. So you can, they're in here, you can do it, you know, overlay your Megalos, but like it's not really worth doing. But they're in here in case you need to access them, but they're mostly just fodder for Pot of Extravagance, basically. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. And let me know what deck you guys want to see next, because I did cover, I think, like all of the water decks, but what ones you want to see an update for. I know we're getting ready to have, what is it? These 3 here just got announced. So like Shark, Crystron, and Mermail, they're all here. I'm waiting to do deck profiles on them until that new support comes out. But the Mermail and Crystron, or sorry, Mermail and Shark ones are right around the corner. So I'll be doing deck profiles for those when the Rage of the Abyss drops. But thanks for watching.